Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Luigi. Today, this video is kind of. I know I said I wouldn't bring you guys Black Ops 2 videos anymore, but I haven't really been able to play much Call of Duty Ghosts and get a lot of gameplays because of what I'm going to be talking about in this video. The last week or so of my life has been a little weird and not at all normal. It all started on Christmas Eve when I went to my grandpa's. Well, I was supposed to go to my grandpa's, but ended up not because his wife Charlotte got had to have surgery, and she ended up recovering right before they had to leave. So they didn't want to host because they figured she wouldn't be up to it. But anyway, we ended up going to his daughter's house, which is not my aunt because him and my grandma are not married. They I'm not even really related to him, but he's just been around and in my life for so long. I still call him grandpa because he's done so much for me. So I love hanging out with him, and he's always going to be a major person in my life. But anyway, we went there, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, we don't get to spend a lot of time with our mom because she did walk out on us a few years back, and so it's been really tough, seeing her and kind of and trying to get a hold of her and stuff. It's been a little rough, but she's trying to get better, and that's why she moved in with my grandpa. And sorry, guys, I'm still a little bit sick, so if I pause for a second, it's just because there's something in my throat and I'm trying to get it out. Um, so yeah, she's trying to get her life together, and that's great, and so that's why we agreed to see her on Christmas Eve. Anyway, well, it all started like when we were leaving their house to go back to my brother's house, and that's where my dad was going to pick us up at. And he ended up not having his jacket when we were out there at the car trying to get the girls in. He has two daughters. One's not technically his, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. It's kind of a long story. And I should have clutched this around that. If I was a warrior, I would have too. Anyway, they I ended up going back for my jacket and back into the house to get my jacket because I had forgotten it in there, and then I noticed that Devin didn't have his either, so I went there and I seen his jacket and my jacket. I grabbed them both, went back out to the car, and we drove home. And he kind of like threw his jacket onto his 3-year-old daughter, which is technically not his, but that's a long story. I'm not going into it because I'm not gonna have enough time. Anyway, so he ended up throwing it on her, and then we got back to the house, and she was like, "Thanks for letting me warm up with your jacket, Devin." And he looked really confused about it, and I was wondering why. So we were all kind of just standing there, kind of like trying to figure out why he looked so puzzled. And he had his jacket in his hand the entire time, and just didn't notice that I gave him a different jacket, and he threw it on his daughter. So it was kind of like one of those stupid things that I thought it was his, so I grabbed it. Ended up not being his, so I kind of just stole my cousin's jacket from his house, which is never a good thing. So he ended up calling him. He took his jacket back to him the next day on Christmas, and so it all turned out pretty well. Sorry for not speeding up these parts where I'm dead. It only happens like 3 times in the video, so it's not too big of a deal. Back to my story. The next morning was Christmas, and I woke up, and I was feeling all right. I started to feel a little sick on that day, but nothing too to worry about. And we go to my aunt's every Christmas, and we do it every Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, pretty much any major holiday in America. We kind of celebrate at my aunt's house. So after we woke up, we opened presents, ate breakfast. We started to get ready to go to her house, take a shower, just getting dressed and all that stuff. And I noticed that my pants that I had wore from the night before were missing, and it had my wallet and my keys in it. And so, I told my dad, and I was flipping out because my wallet had $50 in it that I was going to use for gas. I was going to give to my teammate Brian Mario, if you know him, to come and get me and take me back down to Oklahoma where he lives, to go to this local land that's down there on January 11th. And it was going to be me, him, and hopefully Caleb, if he can go, but that's not looking too good as of right now. I may talk about that more later. But anyway, that was the money I was going to use to give him gas money to take me up there, and he was going to pay for the team pass, and we were going to stay at his house because he does live fairly close to it, fairly close to the event. He said he lived about a half hour away. Um, So I was flipping out because I'd never been to a LAN, a local, a big major event or anything. I'd never gone to any place where more than just three people were playing video games. Never in my life have I ever been to an event to compete or anything like that. And I've always wanted to, and I feel like I had the talent to do so. But I'll never really know unless I go out there and play. So I was really bumming out on Christmas. It kind of ruining some other people's days, but I ended up kind of getting over it pretty quick. And then just for the sake of saving Christmas, kind of like the Grinch, I kind of saved Christmas. Not really even a little bit, but anyway, we ended up getting back home, and my wallet was still missing, and my jeans were missing too. Like, I didn't understand that. My jeans are still missing. Like, I don't understand that. Who in the world would take my jeans, right? My sister, my dad? No, I don't know who took my jeans. Anyway, um, the next day, I think it was like the day after Christmas or something like that. My dad was at work, and my sister was at out hunting with the people she goes hunting with. And I was home by myself, and our front door, they just put new handles on it, like the new landlords did, because apparently there was like a big key of rings of key, a big ring of keys, and it was like 100 keys. They didn't know what went to what or anything like that, so they ended up getting this whole new system. They put new door handles on all the doors in all of their apartments and duplexes and stuff like that, because that's where I lived out as a duplex. They got the duplex out here, one in Bonner, and all over the place. So they went and put new everything on all of the doors and stuff. And so they just have one universal key that kind of works for all of them. But the stupid part about these handles is that if the door's locked, you can still open it from the inside. So like you can open it from the inside, but not the outside. And a normal door doesn't do that. You have to unlock it to open it from the inside, and then you lock it again to close it. When you're about to leave for somewhere. So I wasn't even thinking about it. I opened the door and closed it because I was going up to do laundry, because my dad said he would pay me $50 if I caught us up on laundry, because ever since we moved out here, it's been we've been behind on laundry the entire time we moved out here. For like a year we've been behind on laundry. So that's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, we so I was out doing laundry. I did about 2 loads, and then was going out to get the second load out of the dryer, and then put in the third load. But I got them out, and then I put the third load in, and started up the washer and everything. Was bringing the clothes back inside, and noticed the door was locked. So I locked myself out of the house. My keys were missing because they were in my jeans. My wallet was missing. My jeans were missing. My favorite jeans, by the way. They were my favorite freaking jeans, and they're still missing. I'm still mad about it. Um, so all this crap is happening to me in my life. I was like, oh my god, I was really bumming that day. My dad told me he was going to be home in a half hour to unlock the door after he got off work. And because he called me back after he'd gone off work and said, I'll be home in a half hour. Don't even worry about it. It's going to be fine. It took him 2 hours to get home. Like, you told me a half hour and it's going to take you 2 hours. That's way longer than you said. I personally think he was trying to punch me for being so stupid to not check the door. But what else was I supposed to do? Like I don't know. I don't know how I could have prevented that except for unlocking the door before he went out because I'm stupid. Anyway, so that all happened. He got home. I came inside, and what should I find on the dresser but my keys? My keys, and because my keys are on like this little blue lanyard thing I got from when we went to visit my uncle in St. Louis. Us and all his kids. That was some horrible shots I just shot. Like, that was awful. Anyway, all of his kids and I went out there, and my sister went too, my dad, and we went to what is it, the St. Louis Museum or something like that. I'm not really sure, but it's not even a museum at all. It's just a giant jungle gym, and it's just like the holes and caves and things. And I'm a pretty big kid, so I don't fit in a lot of these. And I only went down like 2 holes. If you call them that, like the like tunnels, pretty much. So I only went down 2, and one of them I got stuck in. But that's a completely different story. Um, but that's where I got my lanyard from. It's like this blue stripe lanyard. And so I seen it on my dresser. It was like poking out, right? So I grabbed it, and I'm like, wait a second, these were in my jeans. So maybe, just maybe, my wallet's up here too. And there was this trash bag on my dresser, and I picked it up, and there was my wallet. It turns out that on Christmas Eve, after me and Caleb we were up till like 3 a.m. playing Minecraft, and I don't know anything about Minecraft, so pretty much all I was doing was dying, and he was just building shit. Like that's pretty much how it works. He builds shit, I die, and we just have a good time. So that's what we were doing, and apparently I'd taken all my stuff out of my jeans, put them in the back of the laundry. I still can't find my jeans, so I don't know what in the world happened to those. Um, yeah, I did that, and then like the next morning, my dad came and put a random ass trash bag on my dresser and covered up my wallet and my keys. So I didn't know where they were. So I thought I lost them for 2 days. When it turns out, in fact, wasn't my fault at all. Yeah, pretty upset about it still. Um, but anyway, I ended up finding them, and then the day after that, the day after I found them, I had gotten really sick, and I was supposed to go with my dad to work with him that day, but ended up getting sick about halfway through, and he had to take me home, and that's actually today, when I'm doing this video, and so it's just been a ridiculous week. Not really too ridiculous. I mean, I didn't really do anything crazy or anything like that. Um, so yeah, I'm feeling a lot better though. I mean, I'm not too sick anymore. This is gonna be the final round, so I'm gonna kind of wrap it up. So what happened to me this week was, I seen my mom, which I haven't seen in a long time. I stole a jacket. Uh, what else did I do? I lost my jeans, lost my wallet, lost my keys, found my wallet, found my keys, locked myself out of the house twice, because I did it once before with my sister. And the way we got back in was we found a screwdriver in her truck because she has a truck, and we found a screwdriver and we actually took one of the windows off, and she climbed in, opened the door, let me in, and we put it back on. That was the worst hellstorm ever. So yeah, all that happened. So I locked myself out twice, lost my wallet, found my wallet, lost my keys, found my keys. Still haven't found my jeans. Pretty sucks pretty bad. But anyway, guys, like the video if you enjoyed it, favorite if you really liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter to be in the description below. But as always, guys, it's been Luigi, and I'm out.